Hey everyone, this is Jeff Crumpler, JC Stacker, and well, as you can tell by the title of this, I feel like there's something that we need to talk about. I would say in the coin community, but I don't necessarily consider myself a part of the whole coin community anymore because of such things as this. I'm not going to go ahead and post the different visual links to what I seen occur on a channel last night, but I am going to speak about it a little bit. Chew, how you doing? As many of you all know, I don't go in and say hi in a lot of chats, but I do manage to watch a lot of chats just because I don't want to participate in chats where there's people at that, well, I don't support and I don't care for, period. Vincent, how you doing? Meanwhile, I don't go into them chats and I don't say anything to them people out of respect, right? Out of respect for myself and out of respect for them. Obviously, they run around with different people and have different friends. And as human beings and as Americans, we have that right. YouTube gives us a platform where we can go and visit different folks at different times and even some of the same folks at the same time, right? Hey, how you doing, Gregory Freeman? Good to see you. John, how you doing? Brian and the twins, how you doing? So, with that being said, there's also a lot of people that are going to bump heads on YouTube, right? Obviously, I have a lot of people I don't like. I have a lot of people that don't like me. With that being said, there is only two people that's earned their right to be blocked on my channel. And that's what you should do to people if you really don't want them to be able to talk in your chat, or if you have such very little respect for them that you're going to let them in your chat, but then tell them to shut up, shout disrespectful things to them in chat, and then screenshot their responses, but not show the rest of it. So I guess I would say to people like the folks that are, well, here, I'll just say this. Swagfest, I know that you and Carlitos have problems, right? Obviously, you two don't like each other. The fact that other people that are kind to him in my chat can go to another chat room and join the conversation with Swag and them. Actually, some of what I've seen was quite disgusting. Actually, wishing death upon Darth. Very sickening. I don't know that y'all. And then some of the comments were that, you don't even believe that the man's dad has cancer. He does. This I know for fact. I've got to know Darth and Carlitos due to other things that was going on when Carlitos first joined in the community. He was very loud, belligerent, outspoken, drinking a little too much, and just losing his mind on things because he didn't understand how any of this worked. And at the same time, what people don't understand is the messages that he's receiving and the messages that he's receiving from other people, screenshots of y'all's nonsense in other chats. At this point, he's not just being belligerent and being drunk, he's hurt. I don't know what kind of people would actually wish death upon somebody that is dying with cancer. Someone that they really don't know that well. Someone that they were really thrilled when they were in their chat spending a buttload of money on things. Then they were their friends. Then as soon as you have a crossword with them, all of a sudden you're the devil. I don't know why it's this way on YouTube in the coin community. And it's not just the coin community. It's that way in the resale community too. You break up with the right person, you talk to the right person the wrong way, all of a sudden you're an outcast. Y'all, that ain't the way it's supposed to be as humans. We're all supposed to give each other a chance to get to know each other. And I've enjoyed getting to know different ones of you in my chat thoroughly. You guys are amazing. But I absolutely couldn't sit by any longer today and not go live and not say something about this, because I'm telling you what, we serve an amazing God. And even if you don't serve that amazing God, one of these days we're all going to stand in judgment. for those things that we've said and the things that we've done. So when you wish death upon somebody that's already on death row with cancer, wow, I just don't know where to go with that. And you're hearing that from a guy that you can look at my record and obviously see that I've been in prison for shooting someone. And I would do that again 10 times over before I would wish death on somebody that's already in that position. I don't know, it disgusts me the way people act and the way they've all went and rallied behind this Swagfest girl over being called a name that, from what I seen in the chats last night, the name bitch don't even attempt to cover the nastiness that I seen in that chat. Anytime you can be behind people wishing death for somebody that is already suffering through cancer, well, young lady, I don't even know you, but the word bitch don't cover it. Just saying. And it is sad. It is sad that people stand behind and watch people talk that way in a chat about somebody, another human being. Wow. I tell you this, I will never stand behind Big Apple or any of his nonsense, because the way he talked about a young lady that was facing death and then she died. And she had so very little support from a community she thought the world of because of the way Big Apple downcasted her. And I'll never be okay with that. And I'll never be okay with the way Swagfest is running around trying to drag Carlitos through the mud and then to wish death upon Darth. Well, God bless you, ma'am. I want you to know that God can forgive you for a lot of things, and He's going to. And I'm not the judge, and I'm not the jury at the end of this little travel we're all on. But one of these days, we're all going to face one. So I hope you get it right. I hope I get it right. I hope we all do. I'd like to see y'all one day in a big old shiny place filled with silver and gold. But for right now, here's where we're at. So we got to figure out how to be decent to one another in some sort of way. And if you can't be decent, then just don't say anything at all. You know, I don't go into them chats where the people are that I know I don't get along with. Sometimes I'll stop in and I'll say hi and I'll hit a thumbs up because I want to support the person's channel it is. But I don't have to sit around in there and display my nastiness. I've had to suck it up, and I've literally lost a relationship with a woman I love because I had to sit around and suck it up watching people come into her chat that I couldn't stomach. And I had to give up that relationship because it drove us apart because of it. But I still sucked it up. And when I was in her chat, I never said one negative thing to that person that I hate so much. I sucked it up. So I don't know why other people can't just suck it up if you're going to be in a chat room with people instead of wishing death upon somebody that's already sick. You already know the young man's going through a lot. You watch him when he was going live for the last 4 months. Do you know what it's like to sit around and watch your parent die? I do. It's not a good feeling. So shame on anybody that would wish that for anyone. That's terrible. Would I wish death upon Big Apple that way? I would not. Would I put a bullet in his head? I would. But I would never wish something like that upon anybody. That's terrible. Swag, y'all need to figure out how to grow up. I mean, you're gonna have to figure out how to put it behind you or leave it out of other people's chats. Well, Swag, there was plenty of screenshots until just a few minutes before I went live to have proved otherwise. You got to remember, everything you say on YouTube, people are watching. I wish to God I was more computer savvy because they're still out there, them screenshots. I just wasn't smart enough to be able to get them loaded up because I was sure going to play them for you. I am glad you're here, young lady, but I'm telling you this. You're going to need to make right with God first and then figure out how to send it to someone else. No, I don't want your phone number. I don't care to have it. I'm not going to be a part of all that backstage stuff y'all are doing. I'm good. I'm not that. You want to talk to me? You can climb right up here and talk to me. Other than that, we don't need to talk. I'm not your friend. I don't want your phone number. Darth, it's good to see you, buddy, and I'm definitely praying for you, man. I hope you're getting better. Well, Swag, see now there's the kind of reason why I'm not giving you my phone number. I stick with one person in this life only, and that's God and myself. Other than that, I stick by, the people that are in here supporting us all. Same people that used to support you that you were real big on as long as they were spending their money with you. And I understand things happen. People have disagreements and people lose their way and they lose their actions. But I know this, what I seen last night in that chat, terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. That's a fact. So, whether or not anybody else ever gets to see all of what took place last night and in the other chats previous, God's already seen them, Swag, and you already know. So I hope y'all get it right. I appreciate everyone that's in here. And that's the only reason I felt like I needed to say something. Because you all come in here and you support me and you support others on this channel. And in exchange, some of them are just being tore down, even when they're trying to make right the mistakes they made. And well, Mrs. Swag, I got a feeling that the name that they called you that upset you so bad, which is one of them names I don't even like, you actually, brought something out in me earlier that actually helped me to use the word. You got to understand that when people are going off and they're on that kind of rant like they were on you, you know there's a reason. So stop trying to make it seem like it ain't, and like you're the innocent one in all of this when you're really not. Talk to the good ones in any chat, right, Stats? I just don't go into chats where there's people that I don't care for talking because, well, I do it out of respect for the channel owner. I don't want them to feel awkward either, right? Because it just ain't right. It ain't right to make that uncomfortable feeling. So I just don't go places where they're at because, well, I figured if they're there, I'm not welcome there because that's their people, not mine. Yep, no, don't hide anybody. Y'all don't hide anybody. The reason why they're gray is because they're not one of the channel. But if they're gray, please don't block them or hide them or anything like that. Well, unhide them, Brian. You guys don't do that. Let them speak their piece. And I know there was cuss words in it, and I get it. But if you hit them, then unhide them. I don't want them hid. Ashley, I apologize if you got hit on accident. You're not hid now. They're going to unhide you if they did. Meanwhile, y'all just keep in mind that, hey, Carolyn, how you doing? Just keep in mind that God sees everything, y'all. So he's going to see all them little chats when y'all take them down, all them streams when all that stuff's going in there. We can see that. Yep, John says there's lots of hate. People all over the world hating each other, and look at where that's got us all. Meanwhile, I know I'm wrong for the hate that I feel inside of me towards just one person, but I feel that hate so very real that I stay away from that person. I try my best not to have their name come out my mouth. And see, and that's, I'm telling you, it still ain't right that I feel that way. And I know that because I'm a Christian. I'm not supposed to hate the way I hate that individual, but I do. So I just stayed away from everything that has anything to do with them. When I see them in a chat, I don't respond. I don't say anything. I act like I can't see them. You know what I mean? So if you really have that big a problem with someone on YouTube, then do that. That is what I would suggest, other than going into chat that they're going to take down off the stream later and talk about a dying man. And it don't matter who it is, a dying man, a dying woman, a dying cat, a dying dog. That's someone that someone cares about that you're wishing death upon. Period. Period. I don't think y'all have the balls to pull a trigger. I mean, I do, but I don't think y'all do. So I don't know why you would stand around wishing it for something that you can't perform with your own hands, for one. And two, do you think that the energy of this world that's developed by God is going to like back you on that somehow? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, because I really don't know. I'm not the one that controls that kind of thing. Guess that's up to God. But I want to tell you all this for sure, for fact. God's out there. He's watching over all of us. He's watching everything you say and do. This is why I can openly say that I know I've messed up as a Christian by hating the way I do, because God sees the hate in my heart towards one individual only. So that's for me and God to have to work out one of these days, or for me to work out before I actually meet him. My prayer for all you all is this. I pray that anything y'all are going through, that you know that there's people out here that's going to have your back. We're going to pray with you. We're going to take time to think of you and your loved ones. And if you mess up, just like Carlitos did with me at first, cussing back and forth, ranting and raving, all the races were rigged, then you figure out how to reach that person as a human being. You don't just go off of that and think, man, this person's a real piece of crap, blah, blah, blah. No. I told people, hey, this guy's over here going live and videoing us and talking smack, and I don't know why. And then I watched it for a minute, and then I thought, the only way you're going to find out why, Jeff, is if you actually take and crack the shell on this guy and find out what's going on with the nut in the middle. And I thank God that I took the time to get to know Darth and to get to know Carlitos. Because inside of that young man, there is a good heart and there's a good person. There's also a lot of hurt. He's been hurt in a lot of ways, and he's going through a lot of pain right now. I hope none of y'all know what it feels like to sit around and watch someone you love fall apart in front of you. Because I know that's what he's going through right now. So lots of hugs to you and Darth, and lots of love to all the rest of you. Swag, lots of prayers for you. And if I offended you by speaking the truth, then I'm not sorry. I hope that this gives you something to think about going forward on how you talk about people. Because, young lady, I never even got a chance to get to know you. But I'll tell you this, I won't ever get a chance to now. Just from what I've seen in chat rooms that you've been in, I can't do it. And I won't support anybody that supports you either. And that breaks my heart, because God bless, I love Snoopy and them. Can't go over there like I did at first. I don't go into a lot of channels anymore because It hurts me to bite my tongue so much. But if you can't bite your tongue, Ashley, stay out of chat rooms where other people are in. That's part of growing up. That's part of life. Even I've had to grow up and do it. I have to bite my tongue in order just to say hi to people. Meanwhile, everybody remember this. Today's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. He loves you all. He loves you endlessly. You can be mad at him one minute and love him the next, and he's going to be there with open arms for you. He's going to forgive you where maybe I can't. That's the good thing about God. He forgives us for everything. So, Ashley, I hope you find your way to a church, and it ain't got to be a church. Just find your way to God. Ask for some forgiveness. Meanwhile, Carlitos, you do the same. One day, you and that young lady might actually have more in common than you think. Meanwhile, for all the rest of y'all, I love you. I appreciate y'all. I want to see you guys tonight. And until I see you next time, I want you to remember to keep your heads up, your feet down. Keep reaching for them stars. Keep stacking that silver.